Good morning, my name is Casey Melton, and I am here today with my analyst team, Justin Whitmont, Benin Ling, Michael Sakand, and Alyssa Andres, and we are here to talk to you today, and excited to talk to you today about how we can further our use of AI here at Alphabet to not only enter lucrative markets worth trillions of dollars, but also to create an economy for all in a more inclusive world. Alphabet is so far ahead in the realm of artificial intelligence, and some have even referred to the company as having a monopoly in the field. Instead of fearing for a future wherein tech companies use their artificial intelligence dominance in nefarious and dangerous ways, we foresee a situation where Alphabet can use it to deliver tremendous value to industries that are underpinned by the full gamut of society stakeholders, by global entities, legal agencies, and the overall public alike. We propose 3 compelling business cases for Alphabet to apply AI in the fields of healthcare, government, and finance and insurance, and with proper risk advisory and due diligence, Alphabet can use machine learning in these cases as a positive force in society and economy.
One sector that Alphabet has the capability of creating social good using artificial intelligence in is healthcare. For example, in August 2019, Alphabet's DeepMind AI lab made a breakthrough in which, according to the medical journal Nature, their lab is able to predict a life-threatening kidney ailment 48 hours before the condition becomes critical. The condition is known as acute kidney injury, affecting 13.3 million people and killing around 2 million people annually. AKI has a huge market, running up additional costs of $24 billion per year in the U.S. alone. AKI is easy to treat if detected early, but becomes very life-threatening if not. After reviewing records from the Veterans Affairs healthcare system, DeepMind was not only able to predict patients' conditions 48 hours earlier than what is currently diagnosed, it was able to predict 90% of the most serious cases as well. Additionally, DeepMind believes that the use of AI in this sector reduces the admission cost by an average of 17%. Further, the technology utilized by DeepMind to target AKI can be applied to other illnesses, such as chronic kidney disease. That being said, Alphabet's DeepMind AI solution has the potential to help save people's lives while also obtaining huge market share in this lucrative segment. Verily, an arm of Alphabet has been working on the development of a software that can diagnose a common cause of blindness known as diabetic retinopathy, a disease affecting 126.6 million people globally. According to Fierce Healthcare, this software is currently being used in India, with the goal of AI to close the gap in patient access to eye doctors. By integrating this algorithm into the screening process, doctors have more time to work with patients on treatment while increasing the number of screenings completed. Based on information from the U.S. National Library of Medicine, this disease costs the United States around $500 million annually. So taking this technology international and implementing this AI software in the United States would give Alphabet a large portion of the diabetic-related blindness market, while simultaneously providing people with quicker diagnoses and treatment. We do, however, need to be aware that, according to W. Nicholson Price II, that training AI systems requires large amounts of data from sources such as electronic health records, pharmacy records, insurance claims records, or consumer-generated information like fitness trackers or purchasing history. And issues such as injuries and false diagnoses may arise with using AI in healthcare, should we not have enough data to correctly program our AI. Verily, an arm of Alphabet has been working on the development of a software that can diagnose a common cause of blindness known as diabetic retinopathy, a disease affecting 126.6 million people globally. According to Fierce Healthcare, this software is currently being used in India, with the goal of AI to close the gap in patient access to eye doctors. By integrating this algorithm into the screening process, doctors have more time to work with patients on treatment while increasing the number of screenings completed. Based on information from the U.S. National Library of Medicine, this disease costs the United States around $500 million annually. So taking this technology international and implementing this AI software in the United States would give Alphabet a large portion of the diabetic-related blindness market, while simultaneously providing people with quicker diagnoses and treatment. We do, however, need to be aware that, according to W. Nicholson Price II, that training AI systems requires large amounts of data from sources such as electronic health records, pharmacy records, insurance claims records, or consumer-generated information like fitness trackers or purchasing history. And issues such as injuries and false diagnoses may arise with using AI in healthcare, should we not have enough data to correctly program our AI. With the recent acquisitions of Fitbit and Medical System Ascension, we are moving in the right direction of acquiring the necessary means to be able to effectively and successfully use AI in this sector, making predicting not only acute kidney injury or diabetic retinopathy, but a range of other diseases a very real possibility in the near future by using our AI.
Another area in which Alphabet can make a big difference is government. The business case for Alphabet expanding its presence in government services rests on the fact that Alphabet's predictive tools can benefit both Alphabet as well as external stakeholders like the public and local municipalities. Alphabet gets access to more data, fine-tune their algorithms, and expands in growing markets, while the public gets better services from their local government at a lower cost. Both groups benefit, making this a win-win situation. Alphabet has mainly been using its algorithms in public services management and urban planning, and these are both large markets with ample room for growth. Thus, the opportunity for profit is immense if Alphabet continues to expand and push its early advantage. In public services management, for example, Alphabet has already been involved in a host of different projects. From Memphis to Norway to London, Alphabet's algorithms have helped detect potholes, manage public transportation services, match foster children with families, and helped minimize costs for local municipalities. Alphabet's smart city subsidiary, Sidewalk Labs, is still in the planning phase, but there are many ways their systems could make cities more efficient. From affordable AI-designed modular housing to real-time traffic management and adaptive buildings that consume less energy, Sidewalk Labs' renovation of a district in Toronto is projected to create 93,000 jobs and $14 billion in annual GDP, according to Urban Metrics and Urban Consultancy. That's 7 times the benefit to society than traditional development plans. The biggest risk of Alphabet's expansion in this area is derived from its use of public, crowdsourced data. This would cause problems if that data is used to shape law or policy. For example, according to the Office of Policy Development and Research, Black and minority neighborhoods with lower incomes are far more likely to be blighted with crime and antisocial behavior than prosperous white ones. Algorithms alone would inevitably single out such neighborhoods for intensive police patrols, thereby increasing the odds of standoffs and arrests. This, of course, turns perfectly valid concerns about the high crime rate in a particular area into a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're a kid born in an area targeted in this way, then the chances of escaping your environment grow ever slimmer. This is already happening, of course. Predictive policing, which has been in use across the US since the early 2010s, has persistently faced accusations of being flawed and prone to deep-rooted racial bias. Alphabet has to take care not to further this bias.
According to Statista, there is a $1 trillion opportunity for Alphabet in considering a venture into the space of consumer finance and lending. Right now, the system approves applicants in such a narrow way. Credit score is the main factor and the main data point considered when providing loans to people in the credit card industry. That's why we recommend that Alphabet get into consumer finance by, for example, starting a credit card line. Now, by entering this space, Alphabet could issue loans that yield higher returns and lower default rates using the vast amount of data Alphabet collects on its users outside of the information that regular financial institutions are exposed to. Instead of just credit score in consideration, Alphabet can link other data sources of significance to expand this narrow approval process. Now, what this does is allow Google to essentially expand lending and financial services to millions of more people. By creating and applying AI to underwriting models, we will enable higher equity in the financial services space. And on top of this, who wouldn't want a Google credit card? Now, while we see a compelling business case paired with a way to increase equity in society, we need to be wary of algorithmic bias when developing a model to assign certain credit limits to certain customers. A tech company peer, Apple, is currently under fire because its algorithms were shown to favor men over women when determining rates, even when they were married and in a joint custody relationship, according to a Wall Street Journal investigation. In order to successfully enter this space, we need to be mindful of these risks going forward. We also believe there's a tremendous opportunity for Alphabet to enter the insurance market. According to McKinsey, by applying AI to the insurance industry, there could be up to $1.1 trillion of additional value created, which is almost the same size as the $1.2 trillion industry currently is. In other words, the insurance industry is ripe for disruption, and using Google's AI and innovative models in predictive analytics, we can make a huge change. As a data-intensive business, in the same way consumer finance is, Google can be king in using their data collection and prowess to improve the way insurance is offered and administered. Our recent acquisition of Fitbit and the purchase of millions of health records through the Ascension Hospital system gives us trillions of data points to make important considerations when determining policies for a potential health insurance bid. Further, our ownership of home products like Nest, like thermostats, smoke detectors, and video cameras, offers us even more data when determining rates for health insurance. In fact, 1 in 5 consumers surveyed by J.D. Power said they would buy home insurance from Google or Amazon. Overall, the social case for using AI in insurance is more or less the same as that in consumer finance. We can expand upon and improve the models that usually determine rates on policyholders, and as a result, we can expand insurance access to millions of more people. Consider that in 2017, the U.S. Bureau of Statistics took a census that found that 28 million Americans are still without health insurance. This is a topic that is sung loudly on the stage of presidential debates every few months. If Google can make a small dent in that number, it would be transformative and a great way to use business over a less agile method, government policy.
There are obvious risks that follow the implementation of artificial intelligence in different applications. To conclude, we put forth the best practices for applying artificial intelligence to our lives today. First, we must ensure the creation of diverse teams to fine-tune and experiment with algorithms to ensure bias is not infused into machine learning. Wired recently worked with a Montreal startup to estimate the diversity of the leading machine learning researchers. The results showed that only 12% were women. This data shows how the existing situation will lead to a representation issue in machine learning for AI, and we must overcome that moving forward. The second thing we must do is test artificial intelligence technology on diverse control groups in an effort to make it compatible with all users. There have already been issues with AI technology being incompatible with different types of people. A few years ago, an incident on Google Photos led to images of black men being tagged as gorillas. A mistake like this is inexcusable, especially for an organization as big as Google. AI technology needs to be tested on all different types of people before it's actually rolled out. While there are very clear risks associated with artificial intelligence, the potential impact such technology could have on the healthcare, government, and finance/insurance industries is untapped. In healthcare, AI could boost both Alphabet's market share while also benefiting all individuals from a healthcare perspective. In government, public services can be achieved at a lower cost and better quality, and yet again, Alphabet's market share would soar in an already expanding market. From a finance and insurance perspective, Alphabet would begin to see higher returns and lower default rates on the loans it issues out, and society would benefit from increased access to credit and financial services. We want to thank you for listening and for your time today, and just remember that each of these are only 3 examples of the ways that AI could tremendously benefit Alphabet as a company.